Paranormal Punches is part of the Podbelly Network. Go to podbelly.com for more great podcasts.
Hey y'all, this is Frank the Bigfoot, and you're listening to the Paranormal Punchers.
Hey friends, welcome to Paranormal Punchers. I'm Mark.
I'm Alicia.
I'm Dave.
No Nash. Nash is a busy dude and he couldn't make this episode. Nash, hope you're doing well. We'll carry on without you, big guy. But it made me think, like, this is the original incarnation of the show, just the three of us. So I thought it'd be fun to kind of go back to how we did the original intros. So this is how it was in 2017.
Paranormal Punchers is a lighthearted podcast discussing anything paranormal. From Bigfoot to haunted locations, the hosts break down a paranormal story and give you their uneducated but honest and spirited opinions. So here's your hosts, Mark and Dave.
Hey, thanks, Alicia. Yes, sir, it's great to be here. I'm glad we stopped doing that. That's pretty dorky.
Right.
And because at the time, it was Dave and I were going to do the hosting duties, and Lish was just kind of like our intro person and then fact-checking.
Right.
And then it only took till like episode 3 to realize that we need your help researching.
Right.
We suck.
We weren't providing any facts for her.
I mean, by episode 4, Dave couldn't even make it.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is the first time Nash going to do it. Crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, our topic for today's podcast is Shaman's Portal. This is out there in Beaver Dunes Park in Oklahoma, which is, hey, if you have an ATV. Is that what they're called? Yeah, all-terrain vehicle.
Yeah.
You might like it because it's 300 plus acres of dunes and sands where you can do dune buggying, take your four-wheeler out, hiking. There's some campgrounds. And, hey, you also might get abducted by aliens. Let's jump in
All right.
to the Shaman's Portal.
So the Shaman's Portal, it's also known as No Man's Land, Oklahoma's Bermuda Triangle. And due to its named these due to its mysterious
Doo-doo?
Yes, its mysterious and tragic history. Now we'll start with at the beginning. The paranormal history. You know what?
That just made me laugh. As opposed to the middle of the story. Let me take you back. I'm going to start at the beginning.
Right. Well, as opposed to the Star Wars approach.
Okay. Gotcha.
All right.
A long time ago?
Yeah.
Are you ready? Okay.
Yes, dude.
So back in the 1500s, the Spanish conquistador Francisco Vazquez de Coronado, he was in that area searching for the elusive Cibola, the lost city of gold.
7 cities, Cibola. Which, if you are a fan of Nick Cage, that's what they were looking for in National Treasure 2, the Book of Secrets.
Yep.
Why wasn't it called like the Lost City of Cibola? And okay, whatever.
I don't know. Well, I don't think anybody. So I didn't understand that the lost city of gold, like they were called Cibola. Like I had never heard that before, so that might be why.
Well, if you watch National Treasure 2, you would be educated. Like, yeah.
Did they say it? I don't remember this.
Yeah, his mom
All right.
said it, I think. Irregardless. Well, no, he was out there for years. He took like 1,500 plus men out there searching, not finding anything. And slowly the men would go back. But he stayed out there a little bit with a smaller regiment and still trying to find gold, which he never did.
No. Now, when they were in the area, the Native Americans that lived there, they tried to warn him of the danger and the perils of the area and the dunes, which they actually called Shaman's Portal. And they actually avoided the area for centuries because it was an evil place and there were strange forces that were at play there. He, of course, ignored their warnings.
They were just saying that to, cover up the city of gold. And
right,
lead them astray.
exactly. So while exploring...
No, that's 100% right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of theories, too, that things that would be told to the conquistadors, and they just assume, this is they're trying to make up these legends
Right.
just to keep us from searching.
Right.
So, yeah, I think that's probably why he just ignored them, pushed ahead, and it didn't work out too well.
Yeah. So while exploring the area, 3 of his men disappeared instantly into flashes of blinding green light, or there are other reports of green lightning. In his diary, he described the event as the work of the devil.
Yeah, I actually have a passage here from, it was a friar who went with Coronado's soldiers. He kept a journal, and here's what he wrote. That night, by the sandy hills we had been warned by the natives to avoid, we lost 3 able-bodied men of valor, Juan Fiscano, Marco Romano, and Juan Munez. They had been hunting game for the men when the 3 fated soldiers were taken from us in a lightning bolt of green.
Now, I did look up green lightning. It is a thing. It happens. It's fairly rare to see in normal, skies. But inside clouds, if you were to be inside while the lightning is going back and forth, a lot of it would be green. And the green color is just simply due to oxygen being ionized and gives off a green color with that energy.
Interesting.
Science corner.
Yep.
Now, ever since then, there have been accounts of other people who have simply disappeared. A pioneer woman, she's rumored to have disappeared under similar circumstances in 1897. And then a visitor from Colorado in 1987. They both, they vanished at the same time as mysterious lights were being seen. Now, of course, since the time of Coronado, these disappearances have become less and less verifiable. So the 2 things mentioned there, that's all I could really find. I couldn't find like details on the 2 that apparently disappeared. Right. So, anyway. Now, what would be causing these disappearances or flashes of light?
I don't know. Tell us.
It has been speculated that perhaps it is because it may be the location of a UFO crash at an unknown time and the dunes hide the wreckage. Now, reports on what actually happened vary, with some claiming that an object came down from the sky to bury itself into the sand, and others say it crashed. We don't know. Nobody really saw it. They just are speculating. So if nobody really saw a UFO land or crash, why do people believe
Does it make a sound?
Okay.
Dave got me.
Right. Yeah. Why do people believe that aliens might be responsible for the weirdness here? There are reports from visitors camping in the park where they saw mysterious military-looking people digging at the dunes in the middle of the night. Now, Dr. Mark Thatcher, he is an archaeologist at the Oklahoma State University. He spent 3 years in the 1990s studying the area. His team supposedly took a number of geological samples and found strange anomalies that included ionized soil and electromagnetic phenomenon that was scientifically unexplainable.
Can't read your writing?
Nope. I'm missing a word. So before he...
Not cutting it, leaving it all in.
I know. Well, let me read what I have written here. He, before his operation was shut down, was by suited people with military credentials. Yeah.
That was suited people.
Yeah, those suited people.
You cannot trust suited people.
Yeah. Anyway, so his operation was shut down before, he could get more information or details or whatever.
By suited people.
By suited people with military credentials. So.
Yeah, I have a letter here from Dr. Mark Thatcher. Some of us in the paranormal community take this story seriously. I myself have researched this vicinity for about 3 years since the first reports I received from an Oklahoma University archaeologist, name withheld by request, in February of 1995. The geologist I hired to go on my first expedition to No Man's Land in Beaver County found samplings of ionized soil cores, an implausible find, and electromagnetic interference that was off the scale. In fact, I found many similarities to phenomena encountered in both the Bermuda Triangle and the Roswell crash.
Ooh.
And the same type of cover-up by both local and federal officials. We were, in fact, warned away by some gentlemen in black suits and very official government credentials. Imagine, suits in the middle of sand dunes? Mm-hmm. The threats to our careers were more than implied if we were to return. Were these the fabled men in black?
Ooh.
I don't know. Because of what I did find, not all I can discuss here yet, leads me to believe that this is in fact not a portal, but rather a crash site. A downed space vehicle buried under the sand with its star drive engaged. That would explain many things. The ionized soil core, the time-space warping ability of the portal, the green light, and the disappearances. To prove my hypothesis, I must go back. Anyone wants to come? Sincerely, Dr. Mark Thatcher.
Mm-hmm.
Did he go back?
That's all I found. I don't think so.
I don't think he did.
The suited people warned him.
Right.
Well, I feel like there's certain things you're just like, you know what? I don't think I need to test this.
Okay.
But,
I mean, it definitely would explain, military people digging in the night.
yeah.
If they do uncover, they want to be able to get it on some trucks, get it out of there before anybody shows up the next day with their four-wheeler to go dune buggying, stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, some of the theories out there conjecture that there is a possible cave system beneath the dunes that leads to a portal or doorway to another or alternate dimension. Ooh. And this is why I was sad when Nash couldn't make it, because I felt like this was right up his alley.
Underground cave systems?
I know.
Portal, yeah.
I didn't really find details about there actually being a cave system. It's all theories, but
yeah. I mean, the buried UFO craft, some of the stuff that they were collecting the data, that sounds, probably like a pretty good concept.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the green flashes, are they just being transported inside the ship?
Right.
Oh, yeah. Maybe.
Or incinerated.
Oh, yeah. Or incinerated.
Well, no, I have a ditty that I'll save here to the end, but maybe not incinerated.
Yep.
I don't know why it's a ditty.
Now, there have been reports of some other weird stuff that happens there. Reports of ghost lights. Don't know what that is. Flickering portals.
Not sure why that came out of my mouth. I meant, sorry about that one. Now that definitely is just a duh moment. Episode 2, was that the Brown Mountain Lights?
Yes.
So that, we talked about ghost lights.
Did we?
Yeah. Dave, that was, what was your pick?
Was it?
No, it was my pick.
Right. I had the Diablo Pass.
That's right.
Yep. But yeah, the Brown Mountain Lights, those were the phantom lights out in the distance that had
Yeah.
no visible, no real source that could be triggering it. And I think it came down to they actually thought it was train lights going over the horizon, being reflected off the mist or something, if I remember correctly back that far. I don't know what would be in this case.
The similar phenomenon even reported at Chickies Rock of these ghost lights. People see these lights seem to follow them through the woods and never be seen again.
Right.
So, yeah, ghost lights, flickering portals, and cases of lost time, and many occasions of electrical equipment just going haywire or quitting altogether in the area. Apparently, the area is also an ancient Native American burial ground. I came across that on one thing, so I don't know. And on top of all of this, there are reports of Bigfoot that has been seen in the area. So,
Riding a dune buggy?
hey, that is what you do there, right?
Yeah. Now, I came across this. It was a comment on a video about the Shaman's Portal from John DeGod, 9485. Anyway, if anybody is reading this, I live in Oklahoma, and every year at the end of the school year, we would take a trip to these dunes. One of those years, a group of girls got lost, and they ended up going missing for about 2 weeks. When they were found, they said that all they could remember was flashing lights out of the entire time that they went missing. I never thought about it as anything supernatural, but watching the video talking about the Shaman's Portal, now it makes a lot more sense. So, teleported onto the ship and then,
Right.
aliens studied, took what samples they needed and then
Right.
shot them back out to the dunes.
Yeah. Because trying to survive 2 weeks in sand dunes, it's not like there's water.
Right.
There's not food.
Well, I feel like
Maybe.
so in the area, I thought I was reading that there was forests and then there was a bunch of dunes. So it's almost like the dunes are part of the landscape or whatever. So
They're definitely part of the landscape.
yeah, I'm done.
Now, the comment after the one I just read by Larry Franklin, 3789. I grew up there. Have been all over the dunes on my four-wheeler, camped and fished. This is the first I or any of my friends and family, for that matter, heard of this. Nothing there but sand and rattlesnakes. So, I don't know, urban legend? Something really under the sand?
Right.
Now, Oklahoma, in the vicinity of New Mexico, but is it New Mexico or was it Arizona? Where's the underground alien base, the Dulce base? Where was that? Maybe. Just what makes you wonder sometimes. You were talking about underground caves. I'm thinking zapping people down in there. They have a whole underground lab. I don't know. That could be way wrong. Nothing but rattlesnakes.
Right. Well, it makes you wonder, is it possible that it's just because of the dunes, somebody gets bit by a rattlesnake, falls over and covered up by sand, and they've disappeared? Was that the cause?
Just a rattlesnake?
Yep.
God, that'd be awful to get bit by a rattlesnake.
I know.
Wonder how long you got to get the antivenom.
I don't know.
Not long, right?
Yeah. Yellowstone, it didn't take too long.
Yeah, but he threw the snake bit him right in the face.
Right.
True.
It's true. He died right away.
Yep.
I think you have a little bit longer, don't you?
Usually, I thought,
would
but
think
maybe
so.
you're getting bit in the foot, so it's a little
Right.
bit farther from your heart. But
I mean, I could look it up on the internet, and I will,
Yeah.
so
Right.
we'll get the answer.
so Dulce Base is in New Mexico.
Okay.
Okay. So
See what the internet did for you?
I know.
All right. Liz, you got anything else on your note?
I just have theories that we could possibly chat about, but
let's just take a quick break. We'll come back with those theories.
Okay.
And we're going to play a game. Well, not really a game. We're going to have fun. We'll be right back. And we're back. All right, theories.
okay. So some say the spirits of the dead guard the dunes. And that's why all this weird stuff's happening.
Yeah.
That's a pretty deep theory.
I
Yeah.
know. Others say it is aliens that haunt the area, protecting their UFO from detection.
So now we have ghost aliens?
No, I would say...
Oh, when you said haunt,
I'm sorry, haunt's not the right word.
then I thought maybe you were saying that the aliens
No.
in the crashed UFO
Hey.
died and now they're haunting the dunes.
I mean, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
Ghost
Right?
aliens. Yeah. Sounds like a fun TV show.
Yeah. Has that ever been explored?
Alien ghosts?
Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah.
But give Travel Channel a
Right.
chance and they'll add it to their lineup of ghost shows.
Right. Yeah.
So it's the aliens that have caused all the abnormalities to the air and soil. Others assume that the Coronado explorers were just incinerated by green lightning or fell victim to some heinous native magic meant to protect the gold the greedy Europeans sought after.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
What if it's a Stargate?
Ooh.
Well, some think that there are portals opening here to another dimension, possibly letting things into our reality or hurling people away.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I always love the concept of a Stargate.
So I'm wondering, back on the previous point with the Coronado and everybody were incinerated, if maybe that's, they're just traps that the Native American people were able to set,
Ooh, right.
and that they forgot to check for traps before wandering into the dunes.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good possibility.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. Serves them right. All right. Any other theories?
No other theories. I will say the one thing that you read off was the cases of lost time, which I mistakenly heard that as like a case of beer. So I would love to find a case of lost time that I could just,
You could drink. Yeah.
well, yeah. It's never enough time.
No, but usually when you drink a case of beer, you lose time because you black out. You have no memory of what you did.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yep.
You really could have been abducted
Right.
by aliens.
Yep.
Yeah. Last night, I felt like it.
Right. Yeah.
I don't remember some of the stuff we did.
Right.
I'm just kidding. Dave and I were sober. When we got there.
Right.
All right. Again, Kevin J. dropped another question on Facebook, and I thought it'd be fun to explore and see what your answers would be. All right. Friends, if you could talk to and start out on friendly terms with any paranormal creature, what would it be? And why that creature? For me, I think I would go with the Beast of Gévaudan. I know I've disappointed someone out there by not picking the Bonacon. I think having an armored direwolf / werewolf on my side would be pretty amazing. And he has an edit. Also, extraterrestrial and interdimensional creatures are permitted. But I ask you to be specific. Aliens is a lame answer. The Greys are reptilians, or the insectoids are a much better answer. So don't be generic.
Okay.
Very, very specific. Kevin J's lots of rules with his questions. Lish, why don't you go first?
Well, I always lean towards the Loch Ness Monster. Like, I think it would just, but I don't think I want to be able to pet my creatures, but I don't know if you can pet the Loch Ness because it's not going to come up to the shore.
Well, if
You know what I
you're
mean?
going to have start a relationship, and on friendly terms, it would have to come up and talk to you.
True.
So then you could pet
Okay.
Well, and
if he lets you.
Right.
He.
there was a cartoon back when I was growing up. I think it might have been Dennis the Menace, but I could be completely wrong on that. Where they were in Scotland, and for whatever reason, they, like I said, I think it was Dennis. befriended the Loch Ness Monster, but it was through caves that were underneath everything. So he would go down into the caves, and that's where Nessie was hanging out.
Okay.
And then he could talk and pet.
You think this was a Dennis the Menace cartoon? That sounds like something out of Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, I have to... I don't know what just triggered that thought, but yeah, I have to look it up and see what...
Lost time. That memory's been buried for
Right, yeah.
All right. That's a good one. Dave, you got one?
So originally I was going to say Loch Ness Monster, but...
Lish took it.
I'm sorry.
I'll edit hers out. Go ahead.
all good. But the other one I was thinking of is the aliens who triggered Oumuamua.
Be specific.
Ooh.
I don't know what they are. They just sent this asteroid hurling through space, and we said it was a part of their sail or their ship that broke off, or was it their junk that they just dropped? I'd like to know from their perspective what happened.
Yeah.
Okay. You could consider my answer lame, and also you could guess what it was going to be, but it'd be Bigfoot. Mm-hmm. I think that would be just as badass as having an armored direwolf as having an 8-foot Bigfoot friend as a creature.
Right.
A creature as a friend. Right. But after the stuff Dave and I, our little hangout, since Lish had to drive me home, could you imagine if Bigfoot was our friend and we took him to the bar? Ooh. And then he had a little too much, and then we had to figure out how to get him out.
Right.
I see like scenarios where it's like a weekend at Bernie's. We're carrying him, making it look like he's still good.
Right.
I could see it like just every weekend would be just getting into all kinds of crazy trouble and shenanigans. And what if it is alien has a spaceship and we convince him to do like time heists?
Right.
I think having Bigfoot is your best, bro. We would have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That's my answer.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
That would be a lot of fun, right? That's
Yeah.
better than Nessie. Like, let's all hang out with Nessie. Oh, we got to fly to Scotland and sit by the water? No, Bigfoot could be anywhere.
Right.
He could just stroll around, get in a car. I mean, if he did get hammered, we probably couldn't call like a Uber. We'd have to call like a really big truck to get him home.
Yeah.
Not like a Mini Cooper. That wouldn't work.
Yeah. Uber XL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your aliens, they could probably come party with us. Yeah. Nessie you and Nessie would just be sad sitting by the lake.
I do
unless we don't know, unless Nessie can climb up out of that water.
Right.
True.
And go for a walk with you.
Yeah.
Well, it would be a really interesting world if everybody had a pet cryptid.
Right.
I think it'd be pretty bonkers.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. That was fun. Now, as promised, I had mentioned last episode about we might start doing like some movie reviews. And we're going to give it a shot here. With the least amount of spoilers, this movie's been out for a while. But I think it fits in with it's a good fit for our podcast. It is called Grave Encounters. Mm-hmm. It's definitely on my top 10 list of found footage movies. And I know a lot of people don't like found footage movies that much, but there's many reasons why this one stands out and I think is a really good movie. First, it is kind of spoofing ghost hunting shows.
Right.
And I think it does an excellent job, how they do it. But, they got all the kind of the gear. They talk the same way, like, we're going to put a static camera here. The lead investigator, host of the show Grave Encounters, he's over the top. Mm-hmm. So he's definitely doing some type of caricature of Zach Bagans, I think. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But again, it works because you kind of get the joke. Mm-hmm. If you're watching these ghost hunting shows like I do, you get the joke. It's not insulting in any way, but you get it. And then, you kind of get some inside look at things. Like when he pays, this isn't that big of a spoiler, but they're doing the shots so they can build this story, and they're talking to a gardener. And they ask him, has he seen ghosts? And the gardener's like, no. And he's like, cut. And he gives him $20. And asks the question again, have you ever seen any ghosts? And the gardener's like, yeah, one right over there by that bush. And then the guy's like, wow, he saw a ghost right over there. So, I don't know. That makes it interesting. And when they go inside this haunted asylum, things do get crazy. And some of the CGI
Yeah.
Scares are really good. It holds up really well with what happens to the people and how they use the found footage. I don't want to say gimmick, but technique. Lish, what did you think?
Well, I know it is your favorite movie, so we've seen it multiple times.
Jaws is my favorite movie.
Well,
This is one of my favorite found footage movies.
Yes. So we've seen it a lot.
Yeah, what? Grave Encounters and Clerks. Probably made you watch the most.
Yeah. I do enjoy it, though. Maybe not as much as you, but but I do enjoy it. Yeah. I always find it funny that the main character, like even his outfit, although they could go even more with the jeans, making it look like
some of Zach Bagans' jeans.
Yeah, they could really.
There's some Ed Hardy kind of jeans.
But
yeah, they definitely like spoofing that pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are definitely some moments that'll make you jump. Dave, I know you hate cat scares. There's definitely a few cat scares going on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they have I would say if you like found footage, you're gonna love it. Or if you like found footage, you've already watched it probably multiple times. If you don't like found footage, give it a shot because it's done. It's done well.
Yeah.
It's by the Vicious Brothers, and they did do a Grave Encounters too. But I think they were supposed to do more. I don't know. I thought I heard that on one of my favorite podcasts I listened to, but. It wasn't as good. I feel like sometimes you can't capture lightning in a bottle, green lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
I think it's really good. It's again, sometimes I see a found footage movie that drives me like I want to make a movie in this style, in the found footage style, because there's a lot. There's a lot of them I really respect. Blair Witch would be one, but Grave Encounters, man, I would give it a 7 out of 10. Go check it out. Now, I know that was a brief one. If people like it, we might get more in depth. We might actually force Dave to watch a scary movie.
Right.
But the goal would be to bring up movies that are that fit paranormal, not just like a Marvel movie or a DC movie. Keep it in the realm, well, of the paranormal. All right. I had to cut that off because I could talk about that movie much, much longer. But I don't want to dive into spoilers, just in case somebody hasn't seen it. It's on streaming services. You can find it.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Dave, did that entice you? You going to run home and finally watch a horror movie?
No.
All right. Well, hey, if you listen to us and you like us, you want to help the show? Just go, if Apple or Spotify, and hit that 5 stars. I only mention those two because I think they're the ones that have reviews. Some other aggregators do not. But those two really, really help the show, help us get seen by more people, and we greatly appreciate it. What else should we say? Oh, man, I was supposed to do this on the front half, but I completely forgot. So I'm glad everybody's still listening. Alien Con is back. March 4th and 5th at the Pasadena Convention Center. Meet your favorite experts from Ancient Aliens, The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch, The Unexplained, and the proof is out there. You can get tickets at thealiencon.com. Or right here, we actually have some tickets to give away.
Yeah.
So if you're out in Cali or you're headed there, you need some free tickets to Alien Con. We're gonna try this just to keep it simple, but email us at paranormalpunchers@gmail.com. I'll just take first come first serve, and we'll give you free tickets.
Yep.
All right. Cool. Can't believe I almost forgot about that.
Right.
For all things about the show, paranormalpunchers.com, you'll find ways to contact us. Leave us a message if you like. Say hi. If you have a paranormal story you'd like to share with us, do it. And I can't thank you enough. All right, what else? Is that it? We're out?
I think that's
We're good?
it.
Everything?
Yeah.
Okay. Kicking it with Bigfoot. You know that would be a dream.
Yep.
All right, until next time, everybody, remember, if it's not weird,
It's not worth checking out.